Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Ancient Mathoms Progression Series. I'm Onudson,
And I'm Grant Thompson, just along for the ride.
and today we are going up against the fifth quest of the Dwarven Elf Cycle, Foundations of Stone, with our Ancient Mathoms cards. Um, we have a couple new cards. Hama is one in particular that has drawn a lot of attention over the years. Um, Enough so that he got hit with an errata a little while back that was particularly controversial in the community. I believe the general feeling was that they correctly identified something that needed to be fixed, and the fix they chose actually made things worse.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
So we've gone a little bit further and altered his ability in such a way that we think it allows for interesting and fun play without being overpowered. We also have Glorfindel here, given a slight nerf. The spirit version, of course. The original wording was after he exhausts to commit to the quest, raise your threat by one. And we have chosen to make that after he commits to the quest, raise your threat by one. So you can't get around that threat raise just by using Light of Valinor.
Yeah. Um, and I think this one came out, you really warped the meta for Spirit Heroes, especially early on in the game. Obviously, he came out, as you said, in the fifth cycle, the fifth adventure pack of the second cycle of quests. So it was basically a staple for most decks from here till about, I'd say, midway through, if not into the Voice of Isengard cycles or adventure packs. They
Yeah,
didn't
I'd
really
say until we
drop.
got Galadriel, you didn't start to see a decrease in his usage until we got Galadriel.
Yeah,
Um, on the other hand, there's a very good argument to be made that he's no longer really overpowered. So that's part of what this progression series is doing, is testing some of these cards, revealing strengths, weaknesses, figuring out whether or not what we've chosen to do actually fits with what we wanted. You know, things like that.
whether or not whether or not the changes need to be made, or whether or not we are still basing our thoughts on how the card pool was when it came out.
Yep. And that is one of the things that we can be vulnerable to in this sort of situation. So, without any further ado, let's get going on our quest. Let's talk opening hand. I've got a mostly lore deck with some tactics, and Hama will let me recur the events. There are actually a few more tactics events than I anticipated.
Okay,
Um,
and I'm running a leadership and spirit deck, and I have no idea what's in it because this is the first time I'm seeing it. But I've got a hand full of leadership cards. I'm not sure about if I should take a mulligan on this or not. What do you think?
that is a very good question. I'm just looking through my deck because I noticed that I only have 49 cards sitting here, and I feel like that is a mistake. There were supposed to be more than that.
And I'm at 49 card. And actually, I am at 52 cards in my deck.
Alright, 52 is where you should be. Alright, I'm missing two copies of the Daughter of the Nimrodel and a copy of the Horn of Gondor, so I'll add those in really quick.
Make sure you get the correct versions now.
Will do. Sometimes when we convert from RingsDB um, decks and swap out cards for the Ancient Mathoms versions, it doesn't always go perfectly smoothly. So I'm going to shuffle those into my deck, and I'll end up with a new opening hand, which is kind of sad because I actually liked the one I had.
Okay, and your new opening card is Blade of Mastery, Rain of Arrows, Hammer Smith, Knights of Caesar Minor, a Blade of Gondolin, and a Remote Piano. Now, if I remember rightly, in Quest Stage 3, you've got to get rid of weapons, life, items, armor, and weapons, if I remember rightly. So,
That sounds correct.
so I'm gonna have to keep a hold of the Clear Greenstone until after we pass through Quest Stage 3 at the moment, if I keep this opening hand. What do you think? Should I keep it or should I keep it moving?
Um, I mean, you've got a little bit of card draw there. Actually, with Aerostore, you've got a fair amount.
Yeah.
Um, it's nice to have Calibrian Stone. You have a Keen-Eyed Took as an early ally. Ooh, that would be kind of a rough call.
Well, I think I'll keep it and see where it goes.
All right, sounds good. I think I'm gonna mulligan mine. I'd like a little bit of a heavier lore balance. Okay, that'll do. That will do.
Yeah, do that.
All right, so I'll attach Cave Torch to a hero of my choice. I think my choice will be Baravor.
Yes.
And
Because
then,
our goal is the keep goal.
alright, one encounter card per player. Goblin Scout, that's fine. And a sudden Pitfall. Alright, thank heavens, that is gone.
Yes, agree.
And let's get this show on the road.
Okay.
Alright, number one, I'm going to play out the Horn of Gondor onto... we'll go Denethor just for thematics. And I don't have an Noldor or Sylvan hero. So, since I have Baravor, though, I'll choose myself with Lorien's Wealth, and I can toss Baravor over your way.
Okay.
If you feel like you need it this turn, I'd actually rather leave her for questing.
I agree, because I'm not actually playing anything this turn, because I'm actually want to get Aristotle out next turn.
Seems fine to me.
So I will send 4 to the quest, and then I'll use Theodred's response to give Aragorn a resource ready with Aragorn's response.
Okay, I'll send Baravor for 2, so we've got 6 against 3 in staging. Seems a little risky, but, let's live for some adventure.
Well, I can always send Glorfindel, but I thought, just in case we get an enemy, I'd keep him up. So I can defend with Aragorn, and then I can kill, well, hopefully kill with Glorfindel.
Yeah, I'm on board with that.
Okay then.
Alright, card number 1 is a Fouled Well. I will discard a random card from my hand. I lose my sword.
Random discard. I lose Aristotle.
Of course you do. And a Goblin Swordsman.
So we raise off our 5-1.
Yes. Travel to the Fouled Well. We're going to have to leave that scout up there for a while.
Do you want the Goblin Swordsman, or do you want me to take the Swordsman?
I can take it and kill it and defend without taking a damage, unless the shadow's bad. So I'll do that.
No worries.
+1 attack. Okay, so I actually do take a damage. And Hama kills.
Okay then. So, next turn.
Alright.
I think I'm going to do 2 for Keen-Eye Took, since I lost Aristotle before he started.
Alright, the Took sees a swordsman.
I think that's alright, don't you?
I think it's just fine.
Okay, I will then spend 1 for a Snowborn Scout.
Okay.
place of progress on the foul well.
Okay.
And then I think that's me done.
Fine by me. I'm gonna play. I'll spend one to get out a Protector of Lorien on Denethor.
Sounds like a plan. Just, just out of curiosity, are you sure you wanted to play the Horn of Gondor last round because it's got to go away in a couple of class cards?
Oh, it is an item. I'd forgotten about that. Okay, I'll retcon that. Thank you.
I'm just
Using
sitting
the
there.
let's pretend I was actually smart rule. And I'll just go ahead and play a Water the Brunnen.
Okay. Okay, questing. I will send 4, doing the same thing again. 5. I'll send 5.
Okay, and I can send 3, so requesting for 8.
Yep.
Alright, so we reveal Goblin Swordsman and Dark and Dreadful. You. Not a fan.
I'm not a fan at all.
But we don't have Test of Will, so I guess I'll have to take it. So that's 2 damage to Bearvor, and we lose all of our allies.
Yep, so I am down by 1 willpower.
And I also go down by 1. So we're down to 6. Up against 4, so we make 2 progress.
Okay, you want the swordsman again?
Why not? Cancel all combat damage dealt to that enemy. So, okay. That works. Or doesn't, as the case may be. That was unfortunate.
Okay, and apparently I didn't draw a card or gain resources.
Yep.
Okay then.
Alright, I'm going to do something weird, but I'm going to exhaust Bearvor to draw 2 cards for me. Okay, well, that's even more fun, I suppose.
Okay, I'm going to spend 1 for Campfire Tales, so have everybody draw a card.
Okay, ooh, there we go. And I will play out Glowwine. Not going to do anything with Glowwine yet, but...
Okay. And I will spend 3 resources to sell the Westwood Traveller. Not the Westwood Traveller, the Lorien Guide. And then I will use Parting Gifts to move 2 resources from Aragorn and place them on Dwarfenville. And then spend them.
Don't forget to draw a card from that.
Just doing it now and playing out another copy while I'm going to play out the Westwood Traveller as I was just noticing it. And I drew a second Lorien Guide.
Well, there we go.
So for this, I think I'm going to give my guys, my heroes, a boost of +1 willpower this round.
I have no idea why you'd want to do something like that.
No, neither do I, because we'll probably go out with either a sudden default or another dark and dreadful.
Alright, well, let's quest. I don't have anything this turn.
I'll send 3, 6, 8, 9, and I'll ready Aragorn with the same shenanigans.
Okay. So we have 9 against 3.
Yep.
Okay, card number 1 is another Fouled Well.
And I lost a Snowborn Scout.
And card number 2 is a Branching Paths. So we're doing 9 against 9. That's fun. I'll have you draw a card with Glare Wine. Okay, you know what? Actually, before we do that, I'll use the Cave Torch. The top card is not an enemy, so I will clear Branching Paths. And I will choose to add...
Even and just get rid of the progress from the foul well.
Yeah, the cave-in, I think. We'll lose the progress, but put a bunch more back on. So we quest for 9 against 6, and we end up with 3 progress on the active.
Yep.
And I will again block with Denethor. And this time I really will kill with Hama. Alright.
I'm doing nothing this turn.
Fair enough. Do you need card draw?
Yeah, I'm not there about card draw at the minute. I've got stuff in my hand that I could play, but I'm saving up some resources to get something better.
Alright, I'll play an Erebor Hammersmith to pull back my Blade of Gondolin. And then I will spend 2 on another Watcher of the Bruinen.
Okay. So questing. I'll do the same shenanigans again, sending 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, I'll send 1, 2, 3. Putting a progress on the active from the Lorien's Guide. And here we go. Card number 1 is fine. And card number 2 is a Goblin Follower. I'm the last player, it looks like.
Yep.
So requesting for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 against 6.
Yep.
So we made 4 progress. Alright, I'm going to use the Cave Torch on this fouled well in the staging area. Top card is not an enemy.
Yep, so defending against the Goblin Follower.
Alright, go ahead and draw a card with Glare Wine.
Thank you.
Ooh, wonderful. Alright, I'm going to defend with Denethor. And then I'll attack with Hama and the Watcher to do 2 damage.
Sounds like it's alright.
Alright, you got anything you're doing, or are we just drawing up?
Just drawing up, I think.
Alright. There we go.
And again, I didn't get resources or card draw, so I'm going to have to do that manually.
It's unfortunate.
Okay, and I got another sneak attack. Okay, I'm going to spend 1 for Campfire Hills.
Alright.
Ah, there we go.
Ooh, wonderful.
Now the question becomes, do I get in another lowering guide? And I think the answer is yes, I do. So I'm going to spend 0 flame parting gifts, moving 2 resources to Glorfindel, and drawing a card.
I think the universe wants you to play Gandalf.
I think I will spend one more for another Lorien guide, giving myself a boost again, and that's me done. I have one resource left open for a sneak attack, and one resource left open for a test of will.
Alright. I'm going to leave my cards alone, I think.
Okay.
Well, other than maybe reshuffling my allies around so I can see things. Alright. Yeah, I don't really see a need to play any of my lore cards in my hand, and my tactics ones I mostly can't afford, so
Okay then. So questing,
I'll send 4.
and I'll send 10.
Alright, we clear the active.
Yup.
So 14 against 6. Card number 1, Goblin Tunnels. Card
Paladin, the shadow.
Card number 2 is Watchful Eyes, your first player. I assume you want it on Glorfindel.
Yeah, go on. I'm not taking any combat at the minute.
Okay. Alright. I'll exhaust the Cave Torch. It is an enemy, so he's added to the staging.
Yep.
But that's 3 progress clearing the fouled well. So we're questing for 14 against net 6. We make 8 progress. We're going to travel to the Goblin Tunnels. And would you like the follower?
I can take follower.
Alright. I'll give you card draw with Glailwine also.
Oh, thank you. Ooh, do we need more?
Alright, do you want me to defend for you?
You could indeed.
I'll use the Watcher of the Brunnen. Defending for 3 against 3. You are the first player, so that's just +1 attack. I'll take 1 damage and discard a card from my hand.
Okay.
And then, yeah, I'll block with Denethor. Oh wow, he just went up to 6 attack?
Ouch.
I will discard 3 cards to Protector of Lorien to boost Denethor to 6 defense.
I'm surviving.
Alright, and then I'm going to spend a resource from Hama to play Blade Mastery from the discard pile, giving him +2 attack, so I can kill mine at least.
Okay, now I was thinking of playing Gandalf. That way I can kill mine. And for his effect, you want me to use the Goblin Scout in the staging area of Rock Threat.
Whichever you think would be most useful. I don't see a huge difference at this point.
Okay, sneak attack, Gandalf, and Gandalf can nuke the Goblin Scout.
Alright.
Gets throughout the staging area and waters down the Foundations of Stone and counter deck when we get there.
Alright.
And then Stone and Gandalf are enough to destroy the goblins. And then Gandalf returns to my hand at the end of the phase. And
Oh, excellent. That'll be a good one. Alright. I'm going to... Oh, you're... Looks like you are... You were just first player because Watchful Eyes went on Glorfindel.
we're turn 5, not turn 6. For some reason it's double turn. But
Alright, I will play Miner of the Iron Hills, discarding your Watchful Eyes.
oh, thank you.
I will also play 3 for Rivendell Minstrel. I don't have a song in my deck.
Okay.
I'm going to use both Glare Wine and Bearvor on myself to draw 3 cards, though. And that's what I got over to you.
Shouldn't you have one more tactics resource?
I spent it on Blade Mastery.
Alright, okay. Yes, you do. Okay. Well, I think I want to drop out the Game Watcher just for some cancellation.
Good call.
And that is me done.
Alright.
So, questing for 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to get rid of this shadow, this watchful eyes?
Oh, yes.
And I don't think I will install and use Aragorn's effect this round, so I'm sending 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
Okay, and I'm sending 3, so between us that's 12 against an empty staging area.
Yep.
And I got that wrong. That should have been progress, not damage up there. Card number 1's a Goblin Swordsman. Card number 2 is a Crumbling Ruin. I'm okay with that. I'll exhaust a Miner of the Iron Hills.
And I'll exhaust Glorfindel.
I lose the Miner, but that's okay. He's already served his purpose.
I did not lose anything because mine was a Goblin Swordsman.
Alright, so that's 12 against 1. So we make 11 progress.
Yep.
Which clears the active and the quest, even with removing a progress for the Goblin Tunnels. And we advance the quest.
And basically, after we commit characters to the quest, each round, we must dispel the top 2 cards of the deck.
Ugh. All optional Swordsman. Block with Denethor. Kill with Hama. And we're good, I think.
Okay then.
Alright. Just drew another Miner. I think I'll keep him in hand.
And I've got nothing else to do, so questing.
Alright. Ooh.
I will send 2, 4, 7, 8, 9.
You know what? I'm gonna drop out a Trollflask Scout as well, just
12.
for a little bit of extra willpower. And attack power. You know how it is.
I'm sending 12 to the quest.
Okay, I'm sending 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should I send Bearvor? I don't think I should.
Entirely up to you, mate.
Okay, I'll just send 5. We have 17 between us against 0.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it so that we'll just pass straight through this quest stage.
Alright, card number 1, Branching Paths. And card number 2 is a Swordsman, so that's 3. So we make 14 progress. Oh, discarding the top 2 cards in my deck.
Mine was a fresh crack and a light of Valano, just FYI.
Oh, that's unfortunate, but could be worse.
Yes, it could.
Alright, so the first thing we do, we're washed away. Discard all item, armor, weapon, and light cards, and all the encounter deck cards. So goodbye to the Cave Torch.
Yep.
Alright, then we go to Global. We're going to swap the Foundations of Stone deck with the encounter deck. And then we'll put the Cave Torch in there, and it's enemies and treacheries, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Alright, that's an enemy.
And
Another
when I
enemy.
And when I first played this quest, I actually added in the locations as well, because I didn't read the quest card correctly.
Oh. That's unfortunate.
Made it a lot easier, actually.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you think about it, it's all about watering down that Foundations of Stone.
When
West
you
deck.
put it that way,
I mean, some of the treacheries are brutal, but some of them aren't actually that bad.
alright, the unfortunate thing is Sudden Pitfall's back in the deck now.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to shuffle these up. And now, I'm the first player, so... Oh, yes. My quest stage is... Alright, just a second. Because I'm OCD about where my quest stages end up. There we are. That's much better. So my quest stage is the Old One Lair.
Oh, you reveal 4 cards from the encounter deck.
4. They say 4.
Yep.
Card number 1, of course. Number 2, yes. 3, I am the last player, last I checked. And 4 is Dark and Dreadful. Now, I believe the rules for the encounter, for the Foundations of Stone, permit you to cancel treacheries for me, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I am not sure on that either. Would you like me to cancel
Well, it otherwise means that I'm losing my entire board state.
that? Not really, because it's only doing 1 damage instead of 2.
Oh, okay.
The only one that you're actually losing is your Watch of Ruin. Now, I
Yeah.
can cancel it if you wish. I have no problems in doing so.
Oh, no, I am wrong for Foundations of Stone. Players cannot affect players that do not share a common staging area. Okay, yeah, no, it actually doesn't say. I will be losing the Watcher of the Brunnen, which... Ugh.
Could be detrimental at some point. And it's 1 damage, remember, there's no dark location in play.
Right. But it is bad enough.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Ugh. That's painful. And yours is... Let's find out. The Endless Cave.
Discard all resources. No, that's not. I had things so prepared. I was getting out Calabrian Stone and so that was broken.
Alright, how am I going to handle 3 attacks? I could jump with Glowline. I was originally this is literally what the Watcher of the Brunnen is in my deck for. He does not exhaust to defend and can defend while exhausted. But, you know, take your lumps as you get them. Denethor can do 1, Barivore can do 1, I might be able to take 1 undefended. Because both of them are engaging me. Alright. So the top 2 cards in my deck first. There's a Feint and an Erebor Hammersmith. So the first nameless thing
Is attacking for 3.
Yep. And the second one is attacking for 4.
Oh.
Alright. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright then. Shadows go like that. And I will be using Glowline to draw a card, actually.
Okay then.
And I will use Denethor to block the 4-attack nameless thing. I think I am also the last player. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, I will discard 1, 2, 3 to boost Denethor's defense up to 6.
Okay. You take no damage.
Right. Now, I will take this nameless thing undefended. Alright, damage on Hama. And Bearivore will block the Goblin Follower, taking a point of damage. So far, so good. Hama and the Trollfrost Scout together will attack this nameless thing. That's 6 attack, which is, if I count right, enough to kill it. And then I will discard one of my 2 Burning Brands to keep my Trollfrost Scout in play.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Alright, we made it through. That was somewhat unexpected.
Yes, it was. Okay, okay then, I am going to spend 2 resources and play out Flavoring Stone on Aragorn.
Excellent.
So he's now questing for 4 and has the Spirit Resource icon, not that it's mattering much in this quest. So, I'm done.
Alright. I could play a Burning Brand, or I could play a Daughter of the Nimrodel. I think I'm going to go with the Daughter.
Okay.
I could also play the Horn, or I could play a Blade of Gondolin, and I think I'm going to go with a Blade of Gondolin.
I think so as well.
So Hama's up to 4 attack. Okay. Alright, so questing, you are first.
I will send 4, 6, and it looks like I forgot to raise my rep by 1 because I should have been 1 behind you to open those accounts. I'll do that now. So 4, 6, 8, 9, 10.
Alright. So questing for 10 against nothing. You reveal yourself. Durin's axe surges
Yes, it does.
into a drowned treasury. So you're questing for 10 against 2. You make 8 progress.
Okay, and I will prop to the strong treasury.
Alright. And you want to exhaust Glorfindel to get the axe?
Yes, why not?
Nice. Alright, over here on my side of the table, I will quest for 2, 4, 5, 6. 6 against an empty staging area, and I will heal up 2 points of damage on Bearivore.
Okay.
Alright. So there we go, 6 against nothing, and I reveal 1 card. Crumbling Ruin, I'll exhaust Glare-Wine. Discard the top card of my deck, I lose Glare-Wine. But, you know, all things considered, that's not...
Them's the breaks.
Right. Actually, and I make my 6 progress, and so now I join you at stage 4B.
Yes, you do.
Alright.
And now, at the end of the quest phase, I have to discard a ally or a character item.
It was not the active location at the end of the quest phase.
Okay.
If I recall right, you travel to it in the travel phase.
You are correct. So, how are you dealing with your attacks?
Okay, Denethor will block the nameless thing.
Okay, no shadow effect.
Okay, I will discard the Horn of Gondor.
Okay.
And then Barivor will block this Goblin Follower. Actually, I won't discard the Horn of Gondor. I'll just take the damage. I can heal it up with
the daughter.
With the daughter, and I was going to want to heal up Denethor anyways. Barivor defends. That's fine. She'll take another point of damage. Hama attacks for 4. The Trollshaw Scout for 3 is a total of 7, which is enough to kill my nameless thing.
Yep.
And I will discard this Horn of Gondor to keep the Trollshaw Scout in play instead.
Okay.
And, because I'm now on your side of the table, place a progress on the Drowned Treasury from the Blade of Gondolin.
Oh, very nice.
Alright.
Look at that. Wow. See. Okay, I think I want to spend 3 to play Solve That Was Broken.
Alright. No complaints there. And I will spend 2 for Burning Brand on Denethor.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright, questing. I have 6 healing up 2 damage on actually Barivor, because Denethor cancels shadows and so is perfectly safe.
You want to keep your Trollshaw Scout safe by not sending them the quest?
You have a test of will, I think, yeah?
I do, yes.
Although I could keep him safe. That one willpower is probably not going to be useful.
Okay, so Aragorn is going to send...
In that case, I'll hold back the Hammersmith as well, so I'll just send 4.
I will send 5, 8, 11, 13, 17.
Alright, and that clears the Drowned Treasury, so we can each draw 2 cards.
Ooh, another test of will and another Westport Traveler.
Alright, so 21 between the two of us against 0. Card number 1 is another Drowned Treasury. Card number 2 is a nameless thing.
Okay.
Alright, so we make, that's against 5 progress. We make 16, if I count right.
Yep.
Alright, we can travel to that Drowned Treasury again. Would you like the nameless thing?
I can, but I can't spend it, but I can sneak attack a card out beforehand to kill it.
Alright, so we'll take that nameless thing and see what it gets.
I'm doing this during the travel phase so that it's only 3 attempts.
Oh, okay, perfect. So it just goes straight to the victory display without ever touching your deck.
Exactly.
Alright, so I'll defend with Denethor. Canceling that shadow with the Burning Brand because there's nothing else to do with it.
Yep.
And then I can attack for 4, 5 with the Hammersmith. Looks like I have to use the Scout. It's okay, before I do that I'll draw 2 with Barivor. And now I'm attacking for 5, killing the goblin follower and discarding the Rivendell minstrel from play to keep the Trollshaw scout
Okay, you put
around.
brown treasure from the blade.
Yep. Oh, and of course we advance the quest at the beginning of the travel phase.
And we would have
Oh, we would have revealed a card per player from the encounter deck. A Goblin Swordsman Endurance Helm, which surges into deep, deep dark. That does nothing.
Well, we did have a nameless thing in there prior to combat. Like,
Oh, right. Okay, so I lose the top card of my deck, is what you're saying.
no, I think that would be me.
Oh, are you the first player right now?
I have no idea. I've lost track of who's first player.
Okay, well, we can say it was you.
Okay, I will lose the top card of my... Yeah. Actually, no, I can cancel that with the test as well.
Okay, if it's worth it, it's just a surge card.
Well, I'm just thinking, we wanted to kill that nameless thing before it entered my staging area. If I get anything more than a 2, like anything more than, well, it doesn't matter. Secure it on though.
Alright.
Oh no, it would be a test of will, so it would have been 1, because I've just drawn that test of will, so...
Alright, and it surges into Cave-In, which would have done nothing and surged.
Yeah.
Into Sudden Pitfall, but there are no questing characters.
Yeah, so we would have...
Alright, so instead of drawing 2 cards, I would have defended against this Goblin Swordsman with Barivor.
Okay.
That adds the Goblin Swordsman to the staging area. That's unfortunate.
And the Trollshaw Scout can kill that one as well.
I'd have to discard something. I'll discard that second Trollshaw Scout, and I'll discard another Miner of the Iron Hills to kill off the Swordsman with the Trollshaw Scout.
Yeah.
Alright, I think we're good now.
Yeah, I think so.
My bad on that one.
That's alright, mate.
Alright, we're going to want a big questing push.
Just remember, you can only commit characters equal to the number of heroes committed.
Right. Well, if you commit all your heroes, that should still, that'll let you do 3 characters.
Yes, it will. So yeah, I'm good with what I'm sending.
Okay. I will only be able to send 1 hero and 1 character, but that's okay. I'll heal up Hama. So I only have 4.
I'm sending 17.
Okay, putting a progress on the location.
Yes.
So 21 against 1 is what we've got.
Yep.
Okay, card number 1. Card number 2.
I'm going to cancel that.
I very much appreciate you canceling that. So we're questing for 21 against 4. 17 progress, which is 1 on the location, and 16 on the quest.
And we have won.
Absolutely. Hallelujah.
And we get to claim Duran's helm. So, Denethor, go ahead and claim your helm. And I'll go.
Why not? I'll claim the helm. Okay. 9 completed rounds. That's not bad. This is a fun quest.
It is. It's one of my favourite quests in the entire game. Because that stage 4 can really mess you over.
It does have a lot of replayability.
Oh, definitely. So, what did you think of the changes to some of the Ancient Mathoms cards that we got in this quest?
Well, Hama was fun and interesting, of course.
Yeah.
Um, with a little bit of a lack of a resource acceleration, I didn't really get to experience the full effect of his ability. I have a ton of events in my discard pile that I could use or that I could do something with. I just never had the resources to play them. But that's a deck building problem more than a Hama problem.
Yes.
The Trollcraft Scout is fun. Although even in a deck like this that's designed to draw a lot of cards, you start hemorrhaging cards with his ability, and I don't think he's overpowered. That was one of my concerns coming in, is the Trollcraft Scout and the Watcher of the Bruin, and are they overpowered? And I think the answer is no, not even if you're building a deck designed to draw a lot of cards, because...
You hammered them so fast.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, looking at my deck, and obviously most of the core staples from the core set, the likes of the Lorien Guide, are essential, were quite essential in helping us get through this quest. The new cards likes of Errorstore, Fresh Tracks. Was there any other new ones?
We had a sword that was broken in Glorfindel.
Yeah, Sword That Was Broken. Sword That Was Broken came out in Water in the Water, and we found that in that quest it was best not to play Sword That Was Broken. The turn that we flipped over onto quest stage 4 and I lost all my resources, I would have probably quested through that first turn had it not been for the fact of losing all my resources. Aristo we didn't actually get put on the table because I lost him in that very unfortunate foul well discard. And Fresh Tracks is a nice concept to not have to engage enemies. But again, I didn't draw one, or if I did, it was discarded. Let's have a look in the discard pile. Um, yes, it looks like I discarded one in um, along with the Light of Valinor. So unfortunately, they didn't make an appearance. I think I quested with Glorfindel twice, and I don't think I incurred a threat raise from one of the rounds, so I could be exactly even on your threat because there was 2 threat between us.
Yes. On Glorfindel, I really think, well, of course, you didn't draw Light of Valinor,
Yeah.
but if you were avoiding questing with him to avoid that threat raise...
Um, it wasn't so much avoid. It was just in case I had an enemy come down, and I only wanted to quest with them when we had a major need for a questing push. So, likes of questing through stage 2, I wanted to get through that in one go, and then questing through this final stage in one go. And if I needed to, I would have used them in the endless taverns. But by that point, I was already pretty set with willpower.
Yes. That is fair enough.
So overall, I think this pack was a fun pack to read in. Um, so I think next up we have Shadow and Flame, where we take on the mighty Balrog, or
Yep.
Bean as it is known.
Until then, happy questing and thanks for joining us on Foundations of Stone.